So hey guys, how's it going on? Welcome back to a brand new episode on the channel. So today we are going to talk and learn about Tailwind CSS. So you would obviously know Tailwind CSS is being widely used in almost all applications of front end, right? It's basically a utility for CSS framework in which we have some different kind of styling when compared to CSS. So to get started with it, I just need a few prerequisites from you. That is, you should understand how React works, like a basic stuff of React. And if you don't know it, there's a link in the description. You can just check out that video. And along with it, I want you to know a little bit of CSS, some basic properties like text align center, like display flags, which are being used here, something like that, so that I can correlate that with Tailwind CSS in this episode. So let's get started without any further ado. I want you to understand how Tailwind CSS does its job. Like, how are we just writing flags and how is it basically converting that into display flags? So let us consider this example. Let us say you're writing something like text center in Tailwind CSS in your React app. It's basically going to convert it back to text align center. Now, how it does that? It when you are setting up Tailwind CSS, you're gonna basically install some packages. Now within these packages, all these keywords are mentioned already, like which one is assigned to which one. So basically whenever you use them and when your project compiles and renders, it's basically displays this, right? These are basically used as class names. Now they have created all these class names just for us so that we can use it quite simply, right? So isn't that helpful? Now sales. Another example for the same thing would be flex. Like instead of using something like display flex, you could just simply say flex. Isn't that great? Now, instead of these two words, you will be basically writing just flex and it will be linked to it. Now, that is how Tailwind CSS basically works over the hood. So now let's just see how to set it up along with a simple React application so that I can give you a basic tutorial, right? So now let's go and get this keyword. So first of all, we need to create a React application. So what I'm going to do is paste this up here, and then instead of my project I'll just say my app and I'll just say dash dash template so that it will give me things to like actually set it up, like which things I should use. So we're going to create a white app and I'm going to choose the template that is React, and then I want to use JavaScript to keep it simple for now. Use roll down white, no. Yep, let's just say yes. And installing dependencies, quite good. And now tailors does its job. What we are going to do is we are going to install these packages within our application now. So what we are going to do is, let us say my app is created. So we'll just come here and say cd my app, and now we are within this directory. Now let's just paste it once this setting up is done, and our server is up. So now we can enter it, and now Tailwind CSS will be basically installed into our application. So good enough. So now within this, what we're going to do, there are a few more steps. So we have done this. Now we need to add a Tailwind CSS plugin to our white.config.ts file. So if we come here, we just need to import this line, just like this, and then we need to add this Tailwind CSS plugin after this React or before this. So it doesn't matter basically. So just done. So after this, what we need to do is in the CSS, we just need to import the Tailwind CSS. So if you come into source, we have this index.css. At the top of it, what we need to do is import this much path and we are good to go. And now our setup is done. So now basically, if we come here, check out our app is running on localhost 5173. So let us open it. So we have this basic setup already being done. So maybe because of this, it was changed. So now this is the initial setup. So now what I will do is I will remove all the CSS other than this. So let's just select everything, remove that, hit save, and now things look something like this. And similarly, we are going to remove everything from app.css, app.jsx. Let's make it empty real quick so that I'll just remove this. and then just do this. Within this, let's just put a simple div. Within this div, let us put an h1, and then let's say hello world. And let's just remove all this. We don't need a use state either, so we can just simply remove it. And we check it out, it's just an hello world and nothing else. Right. So, because now Tailwind CSS is up, we can actually use it. We don't need to create any CSS files anymore. So what I'm gonna do is come here, type in class name, and within this class name, we'll just say text center. And you see it's to the center. But what if we can say, if we need to change the color, we can just say text green 500 and it will be green. Now you see it's green. Similarly, we can, let's add another h2. Let's say hello world again, and it's safe. We have it here, right? So now what I'm going to do is perform class name again, class name, and this time let's give it a text red 500. Right now, this is in red. So now what I'm going to do is remove this text center simply. Now I'm just giving you a small overview of how Tailwind CSS basically works. So this is how you can write style your components and elements using Tailwind CSS. Now just to show off a little more, we can just say flex so that these become in row-wise direction, and then let's just make the direction to be column, so we can just say flex call. Now it's in column direction, and then we can just say items to the center, and then justify to the center so that we can have things in between. And if we give it a height of full, it will, or let's say height of the screen, so that it will take the full, this will be the full height of the particular element, so it's in the center right now. So that is how it works. Now I'll tell you about a little extension which you can use to get suggestions of, like, you're typing F and you'll get suggestions for the rest of the word. So it is by Tailwind Labs itself. So you can just use this Tailwind CSS Intelligence for the same. So yeah, that is how simple it is. Now, the main problem here is initially we don't remember all these. Now, how would I know that to turn the flex direction to call, I have to use this? I don't know it, obviously, right? Like, I don't know all that initially. So how do I get it? So a very simple trick for that is you don't need to remember any of it, right? You just come here, come to the Tailwind CSS website, come here, search here, just say flex, hit enter. Just a second, search in flex, and here you see this is for the color. One second. Just come here and you will see all classes regarding to flex options, examples, flex grow, shrink, everything. You just need to type what it is in CSS here, something related to that, and you can just find it here. If you don't find it here, or let's say you are facing some trouble to find it here, there is always chat gpt which you can use, right? Let me show you an example. So you can just say something like how how to use display flex in Tailwind CSS, something like this, and ChatGPT will give something like this, right? And you now know it. Now that's how easy it is to use Tailwind CSS. There is nothing much complicated about it. That's how easily you can use it. You can use it in Next.js. Now, to use Tailwind CSS in application development, app development in React Native, there is something called as nativewind, which is same as Tailwind CSS. So you can use this in your React Native applications for styling your application as well. So that is how easy these things are, and that is what the main job of a developer is, right? To make our application as simple, as scalable, as fast as we can do it. So that is all for this episode, guys. So if you have any other related queries about Tailwind CSS or how to use it in some other stack, you can always use the comment sections for the same. So I'm always here to help. So thank you so much for watching this video. I am hoping you to see you again in the next video. Until then, bye bye.